तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। श्री चैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपः कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरोः श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगण रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनासहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगणललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च नमो ॐ विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्तस्वामिनिति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषशून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे। नमो महावदन्याय कृष्णप्रेमप्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्णचैतन्यनाम्ने गौरत्विषे नमः। हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधो दीनबंधो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमोस्तुते। तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। ओम नमो भगवते Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam namaskritya naram chaiva narottamam devim sarasvatim vyasam. I'll get it. Tato jayamudiraye nashtaprayeshu bhadreshu nityam bhagavata sevaya Bhagavatyuttamaśloke bhaktir bhavati naishtiki Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya cha Nandagopakumaraya Govindaya Namo. Hare Krishna. Welcome all of you for the Srimad Bhagavatam class. This morning we are in the 4th canto, 31st chapter, text number 15. Yeah, this one. Yathaiva suryat prabhavanti varaha punascha tasmin pravishanti kale bhutani bhumau stirajangamani तथा हरावेव गुण प्रवाहः यथैव सूर्यात् प्रभवन्ति वारः पुनश्च तस्मिन् प्रविशन्ति काले भूतानि भूमौ स्थिरजङ्गमानि तथा हरावेव गुणप्रवाहः यथैव सूर्यात् प्रभवन्ति वारः पुनश्च तस्मिन् प्रविशन्ति काले भूतानि भूमौ स्थिरजङ्गमानि तथा हरावेव गुणप्रवाहः यथैव सूर्यात् प्रभवन्ति वारः पुनश्च तस्मिन् प्रविशन्ति काले भूतानि भूमौ स्थिरजङ्गमानि तथा हरावेव. All Prabhuji together, everybody. Prabhavanti varaha punascha tasmin pravishanti kale bhutani bhumau sthirajangamani tata haraveva guna pravaha. Now all Matajis together. Yatha, as, eva, certainly, suryat, from the sun, prabhavanti, is generated, varaha, water, punaha, again, cha, and tasmin, and to it. Pravishanti enters. Kale, in due course of time. Bhutani, all living entities. Bhumau, to the earth. Sthira, not moving. Changamani, and moving. Tatha, similarly. Harau, and to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Eva, certainly. Guna pravaha, emanation of material nature. Translation purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki. During the rainy season, water is generated from the sun, and in due course of time, during the summer season, the very same water is again absorbed by the sun. Similarly, all living entities, moving and inert, are generated from the earth, and again after some time, they all return to the earth as dust. Similarly, everything emanates from the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and in due course of time, everything enters into Him again. You all might have heard the saying, from dust thou art born, from dust thou shalt return. Which means our body is made up of Pancha Mahabhuta. And after Jiva leaves the body, the earth mixes with earth, water with water, fire with fire, air with air, ether with ether, mind with global mind, intelligence with global intelligence, and ego with global ego. And then the soul is released from the body, and then he occupies the next body. So in this way, from the earth, the body is made, and then again it goes back to earth. Just like you make a mud pot. A potter makes a mud pot from the mud. And then when it breaks, again it goes back to earth. Like that. Jai Shri Shri Radha Madan Mohan ki, Shri Jagannath Baladev Subhadra Maharani ki, Shri Shri Gaur Nitai ki. So this is the analogy given. Just as from the earth the body is made, again it goes back to earth. Or just like your teacher may give you a china clay ball, and then she tells you to make different type of things. Some people make a deer, or a tiger, or a camel, or an elephant. They make different things. Different children make different things. And when 1 hour period is over, teacher says, now it's over now. All of you give me back your china clay. So she will preserve it. So then everybody puts together everything and then gives it to her like this. So you took it as a gola, but then you made many forms. Then all the forms are collapsed. And then you put them all together and you give it like that. Similarly, our material body in this world appears to have a lot of variety. Somebody is tall, somebody is short, somebody is fat, somebody is thin, somebody is gora, somebody is kala, somebody is fair or black, or somebody is educated, somebody is uneducated. Somebody is rich, somebody is poor. Somebody is from city, somebody is from village. And among the living entities, there are also 8.4 million species. So they all are great variety in this world. And these are all living things. But there are also non-living things in the form of cars, big bungalows, skyscraper buildings, shopping malls. And there are also other things like toothpaste and brush and, furniture items like, we have fridges and washing machines. So all these things are Jada Prakriti. In Jada Prakriti also there is variety. In the living entities also there is variety. But this variety is called as a cheating variety. Why? Because just like I told you the example of china clay, you take it and then you make many objects and finally you put them together as one conglomeration. And then you keep it in the same manner. Pradhan is the matter which belongs to the Supreme Lord. Original, subtle matter, in which there is not even division of Rajaguna, Tamaguna, Sattva. It is completely subtle matter. But when Krishna says that the living entities want to enjoy separate from me, I need to provide them a facility. Then from the Pradhan, the Lord generates Mahatattva. And then from the Mahatattva, the Prakriti comes. Then all the jivas are impregnated into the Prakriti by the glance of the Lord. Then they enter into the Prakriti and everybody gets a body, and all living entities or put into the womb of material nature. Like right now, we are all inside the womb of material nature, because material nature is made of Panchamahabhut, and we are sitting inside it. Just like a man sitting inside the car, we are sitting inside the body. So we are put inside the Panchamahabhut bodies and sent out. Okay, whatever you want to enjoy, run here and there and enjoy. And then the three gunas take shape, and then everybody runs here, there. We try to fulfill some desires, and then we generate more desires. In this way, we keep running. But this variety, which appears like great variety, this is all simply made up of Panchamahabhut. They came from the earth, they'll go back to earth. One should not become enamored by this glitter and glamour of this material existence, which only exists for a short time. It, uh, it, the shine of this material existence is like a shine of a broken piece of glass. Broken pieces of glass are useless, and they are also dangerous. If you take some broken piece of glass and do like this, they can tear your hands. It will become septic, dangerous. At the same time, broken piece of glass is good for nothing. Sometimes you put those broken pieces of glass inside a kaleidoscope, and then you will see like this. So when you turn it around, how many of you know what is kaleidoscope? You know? You all have seen that? Yeah. So it looks like different formations, because they have put 3 mirrors, and the mirrors reflect the broken bangles. When you move it like this, it shows amazing formations, and you become very charmed by it, those formations. But when you break the kaleidoscope and see inside, what will you find? Simply broken glass. Similarly, any body in this world you take a Jada or a Chetan, living or dead, they all are simply a combination of only Panchamahabhut, earth, water, fire, or ether. And the spirit who is sitting inside them, that spirit doesn't belong to this world. He belongs to spiritual world. 15.7, Krishna says, these jivas are all my part and parcels. And they are mine. They live in the spiritual plane. He says that, Yassa sarveshu bhuteshu nashyatsu na vinashyati. When this material existence, pralaya will come and everything will be destroyed, that spiritual world will never be destroyed. So very nice analogy Prabhupada gives in Bhagavad Gita introduction. He says, in the sky there are some celestial objects like the sun, the moon, the stars, and these are all suspended in the sky. They all of them exist. And in that sky, sometimes there is a cloud which pours down. When the cloud pours down, at that time you find the earth becomes filled with greenery, flowers, fruits, grains, butterflies flying here and there. Everywhere it looks very colorful. Right now, just like in Chaturmas period, you see that due to rain shower, earth becomes like very rich in green bed. But then when summer comes, all this will vanish. You will see that. That means the rain shower causes this kind of variety, which is a temporary variety. And then that temporary variety vanishes. But the celestial objects will never vanish. They will always exist, like the sun and the moon and the stars. So the analogy Prabhupada gives is, the top you find, the top one is compared to the spiritual variety, and the bottom one is compared to material variety. Material variety eventually is destroyed, and everything becomes one conglomeration. Whereas spiritual variety is never destroyed. Like for example, in the spiritual world, Krishna, Srimati Radharani, and all the gopas, gopis, cows, calves, all the Yashoda, Nanda, these identities will remain eternally. They existed since time immemorial. They will continue to exist for all time to come. That variety will never be destroyed. Whereas material variety will be destroyed. So two varieties, spiritual variety, material variety. So which variety we should hold on to? Spiritual variety. Why? Why we should be attracted to the spiritual variety? Yeah, material variety is temporary. Spiritual variety is permanent. That's why these truths are being explained. See, one day when I was lying in the rooftop in my school days, we used to sleep in the rooftop, correct? Now? So under the sky in the night, stars are twinkling and you see the moon and you're lying down. And then you see a cloud formation, looks like a big white elephant. So you think in the sky a big elephant is passing. And after some time, the elephant slowly transformed into a big Raj Mahal. And then you may be thinking, oh, there's a big Raj Mahal. And inside the Raj Mahal, there is a big, so much of a big table full of dishes to eat. And, the king is living a royal life with the queen and subjects and everybody you're thinking. And after some time, that also dissolves. It becomes like a tree kind of thing. Something like a tree. So, because when you're lying, slightly you open the eyes after every half an hour or 1 hour, the formations keep changing. They don't remain the same. Because the cloud's shape keeps changing like that. In the same manner, you will see how many of you have experienced. You go to somebody's house, the kid is looking very small. He looks this size, lesser than this height. And then 10 years later, you come, the fellow is grown up. Isn't it? The fellow doesn't remain the same. Small kid becomes a grown-up kid. Some of the boys, they grow taller than their father's shoulder also. Isn't it? They grow very, very tall. Huh? Or somebody was slim. After some time, you find they become suddenly very fat. They get obesity, you find. So in this world, the body shapes, everything keeps changing over a period of time. And then finally, this body vanishes from our sight. It doesn't exist. Like people who were very beautiful at one time when they were young and hale and healthy. When they get very old, the beauty is lost. People who are very strong at one time, like Mike Tyson or Muhammad Ali, when they grow older, the strength is lost. You can see old people how I have seen people who were atta very strong at one time. As the time devours their body, as they approach older age, you have seen that where is that strong body gone? Yeah, they become very weak bodies. So that's the nature of the time. Time swallows everyone and everything. Mrityu sarva haraschaham. Krishna in the form of time. In this material world, that's the nature. In spiritual world, time doesn't devour anyone. In fact, time is subordinate to Krishna and serves Krishna and the devotees. If Krishna liked the dancing kirtan, he will tell the time, now you make it one Brahma's day. He can do that. He can expand the time, contract the time. Time salutes and serves Krishna in the spiritual world. Whereas in the material world, the time swallows all living entities. People with very beautiful, jet black hair, the body becomes, the same person has white hair. Jet black hair goes away, he gets white hair. Young people become old people. Clean faces become wrinkled faces. Beautiful people become ugly people. Strong people become weak people. And person who was existing, some people say, oh, yesterday night I talked to that fellow 9 o'clock. Next morning, 9 o'clock is gone. Some people say, you've seen that? Whenever a person dies, people say, oh, he got a massive heart attack and he passed away. Suddenly, he's not there anymore. So the material world, here today, gone tomorrow. That's the material world. That is why we should not trust material bodies, material commodities, and material goals alone. If yesterday one boy was asking, Prabhu, do you mean to say we don't have to earn money at all? We are not saying don't earn money, but don't make simply money making as the only goal of life, because it's not going to be there with you permanently. The material world, everything is changing, and due to the presence of time. Krishna says, time I am. He says, Kalosmyaham. He says about himself. So in the spiritual world, the time is in the personified form of Radha Shyam Sundar Radha Madan Mohan, in a beautiful form. In the material world, he is existing as Kala Rupa, who is devouring everybody. One man asked Prabhupada, Swamiji, you always glorify Krishna as very handsome, very beautiful. It seems that Krishna is very limited. He said, Prabhupada said, why do you say he's limited? You say he's always beautiful, he can't be ugly. Prabhupada said, oh, he has another ugly feature. What is Kala Rupa? If you don't want to surrender to Radha Madan Mohan, then he will come in the Kala Rupa where his mouth is emanating fire. In the Vishwarupa Darshan, Krishna showed it. Where he was swallowing Jayadratha and Duryodhana, Dushasana. Their bodies were flying and going into the flaming mouths. Krishna was crushing. Those mouths were crushing the skulls of those people, and blood was coming out, and Arjuna was trembling seeing that, even such a great warrior and mighty warrior as Arjuna also. So there is a Kala Rupa. So Prabhupada said, if you don't surrender to Krishna, then you surrender to the Kala. What happened? Hiranyakashipu, he had to surrender to Kala. When the Kala came, he was finished. So every jiva has a choice to remain in the material world with this changing body, changing situations, uncertain situations, uncontrollable situations, and foolishly keep repeatedly taking birth again and again, be slapped by a kala and dragged to the graveyard simply to be burned or buried. This is one choice for the jiva. Another choice is, wake up to the call given in the scriptures and given by Srila Prabhupada and all the acharyas. Wake up, chant the holy name, use the Kartik Mass, the wonderful period, this kind of months, to do more and more devotional service, purify the heart and awaken the sleeping soul, and then connect to the spiritual world, and by surrendering to the Lord by devotional process. And then Krishna says, Janma karma cha me divyam yevam yo veti tattvataha tyaktva deham punarjanma naiti mameti sorjuna. My dear Arjuna, if anyone learns this truth that my birth and my activities are all divine, such a living entity, upon arriving at the point of death, he is not born again in this world. He comes back to my abode. Krishna says that. So that's a method. So that is another choice, which is taught by our acharyas. Don't be repeatedly trapped in multiple changing bodies. Don't. Your body is made of earth. It goes back to earth again, again and again. Because it's an uncertain world, we are always in tension. Like somebody studying in a college. Initially, they have fear that I should pass the examinations. When you completed the course, you are worried about getting settlement in a job. After you got a job, you have fear that you should not be laid off. If you are not laid off, you still have anxiety whether you'll get promotion or not. Hike up in salary. So the material world never allows us to be peaceful at any time. Trying to be peaceful in the material world is like trying to sit on an ocean wave like you are all sitting now. Can you sit on an ocean wave like this comfortably? Right now, sitting on the ground. You can't sit in an ocean wave like this. So material world is like that. Today you got one problem, you solve it, tomorrow another one comes. You sort out that and third one comes. Either a health crisis or financial crunch or a job layoff, or family, some relationship issues, or quarrel with somebody. Something comes up. Sort out this, sort out that. It's an endless game where you will never win and you can never stop playing. That's material life. Keep on going round and round like in a Ferris wheel. So therefore, these kind of verses give us a clue that remember, material variety is temporary variety, perishable variety, which will cause you suffering. Like Chitraketu got a son after a long time, but when the son died, how he cried, isn't it? So the material variety will make us cry. But spiritual variety will flood our heart with bliss. Why? Because Prabhupada said, if you make Krishna your son, that son will never die. If you make Krishna your lover, that lover will never leave you. He will always be. Similarly, if you make Krishna your friend, that friend will never die. Because Krishna is eternal, you are eternal, and Sambandha is also eternal. But in this world, you make connection with somebody else, they can leave you anytime and go. Either in your presence they may leave and go, or later on they will go, because everybody's body is made of Panchamahabhut. It's gradually dwindling body, decaying body, perishing body, temporary body. That's what he's saying. Yatova imani bhutani jayante. Yataha means from whom? From Krishna, everything comes. Material energy, spiritual energy, everything comes from him. And again, they all go back to rest in Krishna. So that will explain, the purport will explain. Because of their poor fund of knowledge, impulsionist philosophers cannot understand how everything comes out from the Supreme Person and then merges into Him again. As Brahma Samhita confirms, Yasya prabha prabhavato jagadanda koti kotishvashesha vasudhadi vibhuti bhinnam tad brahma nishkalamanantamashesha bhutam govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami. Transcendental rays emanate from the body of Krishna, and within those rays, which are the Brahman effulgence, everything is existing. This is confirmed in Bhagavad Gita 9.4. Matstani sarvabhutani chaham teshvavastitah. Although Krishna is not personally present everywhere, his energy is the cause of all creation. Just like In the Shruti mantras, there is a mantra which says, Ekatesha sthitastyagner jyotsna vistaraniyata. Parasya brahmana shaktis tatedam akhilam jagat. This verse says, in a dark room, if you keep one lamp in the middle, the lamp is in only one location, but it spreads its light in the entire room. Like that, Krishna is Goloka Nivasati, but Akhilatma Bhuto. He has expanded his energies in all the millions of universes. Neither is saying. The entire cosmic manifestation is nothing but a display of Krishna's energy. Like you go to, for example, say Tata company, everywhere they have written Tata there. You will see Sumo, there's a Tata Sumo. The table also is written Tata. Chair is written Tata. Any machine, Tata's name is written. So Tata is present everywhere in the company. Everybody knows the company belongs to Ratan Tata and all the commodities are his property and nobody can take anything out from the company, correct? No? It belongs. In the same manner, in the creations of the Lord, everywhere Krishna's name is written. Mic is Krishna's, table is Krishna's, watch is Krishna's, everything. How do you know? 7.4 and 7.5 verses. We can go back and refer that. Bhumirapo anala vajukam mano buddhirevacha ahankara itiyam. Ahankara itiyam. Me. Who is saying me? Krishna. Krishna says, all this Panchamahabhut and three elements, they all belong to me, he says. Belongs to Krishna, he says. Then he says, apareyam itastu anyam prakritim viddhi me param. He says, beyond this material existence, there is spiritual world. That spiritual world also belongs to me, he says. So Krishna has clearly declared to all the living entities, both material and spiritual worlds are created by him, they belong to him. So this is a very important fact which many people don't know. We should tell the chemistry teachers, wherever you put the Mandely's periodic table, in the top you should write property of Krishna. All these 120 elements, correct, no? Then you are a good chemistry teacher, otherwise you are bogus. Isn't it? You are a cheater. You are talking about 120 elements, you don't say whom does it belong to, correct, no? So, when I went for the first yatra in 1993, we went to one place where we had everybody was very, very thirsty. We were walking in Vrindavan forest, I think, So, as we were walking, sun was very hot, everybody was thirsty for water. So, we went to one place and all devotees are so happy because abundant water was available there. Everybody, because in those days things were not developed. Now, many facilities have come now. So, immediately I wrote something in a paper and I stuck it on the cooler there, where people got the cool water. What did I write? Rasaham Kaunteya. I put it. So people said, oh, Prabhu, when we were drinking water, you reminded us of Krishna. He said, because when you drink water, when you are very thirsty, you understand. Krishna says, I am the taste of water. Similarly, everything in this world has come from him and resting on him. And that one should remember. Like, for example, Kaviraj Goswami, Krishna's Kaviraj Goswami gives an example in Chaitanya Charitamrita. The mud pots are made from the mud from the earth. But after making the pot, they are also made to rest on the earth. Like that, the three Vishnus, Mahavishnu, Garbhodaksha Vishnu, Kshirodaksha Vishnu, they come from Krishna and they rest in Krishna. He says like that. And within that pot, lot of other things are kept, like some liquid or something is kept. Similarly, the three Vishnus are sustaining all the millions of universes, but they themselves are sustained by Krishna. Because they emerge from Krishna and they are maintained in Krishna. They are, like that he says. So, the two examples in this verse are very vivid. During the rainy season, the rain, by rejuvenating the production of vegetables on earth, enables man and animals to obtain living energy. When there is no rain, food is scarce and man and animals simply die. All vegetables as well as moving living entities are originally products of the earth. They come from the earth and again they merge into the earth. Similarly, the total material energy is generated from the body of Krishna. And such a time, the entire cosmic manifestation is visible. Right now, in our eyes, the cosmic manifestation is visible, but it will disappear after some time when pralaya comes. When Krishna winds up his energy, everything vanishes. He says, Sarva Bhutani Kaunteya Prakritim Yanti Mamikam Kalpakshaye Punastani Kalpado Visrijamyaham. He says, Sahasra Yuga Paryantam Maharyad Brahmano Vidhuratrim Yuga Sahasrantam Teho Ratra Vido Janaha Bhutagramasa Evayam Bhutva Praliyate Ratriagame. He says, when the night time of Brahma comes, all these universes are, all these planets are completely drowned in the Pralaya waters. So Brahma goes to sleep. Just like all of you, right now you are in Jagrati state in the day. You are active, you go to school or college or office, you are very active. So night when you sleep, all your activities come to a halt. You rest. Then next day morning you take a bath and get ready and then spring into action again. Correct, no? Similarly, Brahma also has a day and night. So right now Brahma's day is going on. So Satya, Treta, Dwapara, Kali, this is called one Chaturyuga. Like that you combine 1,000 Chaturyugas, that is Brahma's day. So one Chaturyuga is called as one Divya Yuga. So if you take one Divya Yuga, like that 1,000 Divya Yugas constitute one Brahma's day. And same 1,000 Divya Yugas constitute one Brahma's night. So in the daytime, everything is active. In the nighttime, Pralaya comes, everything is in a resting state. What happens to all of us jivas? We are kept in the navel of Garbho Dakshai Vishnu at the time. All those jivas look bluish, it is said, because over the jivas, the subtle bodies are stored with fruitive desires. They are stored, and then later on they want them to manifest in the next life. So they all sleep in Vishnu's navel now. Later on, when this new creation will happen, all jivas will be given new bodies, then they will start running to execute those desires, which are stored in the subtle body, like that. Then again, Brahma's day continues. When the whole universe is destroyed because Brahma is also finished, then what happens? Then all the jivas rest in Mahavishnu's navel. Because one universe is over now. Like imagine you are going in a car. The car got an accident. So you get out from the car till you are given the next car. Correct, no? Similarly, when the whole universe only is finished, where will the jivas go? They have to go to Mahavishnu's navel. And then Mahavishnu will create one more universe and put them back again. Like that. Excuse me. So in this way, our resting place is always the navel of the Lord. Therefore, it called as Nara Ayana. No? Nara means human, living beings. Ayana means repository, shelter. So Nara Ayana makes it Narayana. From that only the name Narayana comes. So the Narayana shelters the jivas, just like he shelters Brahma in his lotus in his navel. Even we are also sheltered in that lotus only. So in this way, the mental energy is generated from the body of Krishna, and then at the end it merges back. When Krishna winds up his energy, everything vanishes. This is explained in a different way in Brahma Samhita. Yastekanishvasita kalamathavalambya jivanti loma vilaja jagadandanaataha Vishnur mahansayihayasya kala vishesho govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami. The entire material creation comes from the body of Supreme Personality of Godhead, and at the time of annihilation again enters into him. This process of creation and dissolution is made possible by the breathing of the Mahavishnu, who is only a plenary portion of Krishna. I want to show you one verse. See here, Prabhupada says here, Yatova imani, this is from Taittiriya Upanishad it is. Yatova imani bhutani jayante yena jatani jivanti yat prayanti abhisamvishanti tad vijnasasva tad brahmeti. So Prabhupada would quote this often because Yataha means from the Supreme Lord, imani bhutani jayante, 8.4 million species are running here and there because they have emerged from the Lord, because the energies are all resting in Krishna's lotus feet. Krishna can manifest the energies and withdraw them back. Just like in Pune, there is a rich man who had a dozen bungalows. So one of the bungalows he is living now. So he decided that my bungalow has become very old now. I want to, demolish and reconstruct. Most of his bungalows have become 80 years old or 100 years old. So he wants to demolish them and make new one. So do you think he has to bring a hammer and instruments to break the houses himself? How do you think he will get it done? How does he get it done? Huh? Yeah, he just has to, throw peanuts and get monkeys, we say, no? You know, throw the money and get people. They will do the work. Why should he do the work? Huh? He doesn't have to work harder himself. Huh? So all the houses were demolished and beautiful new houses are built in those places. And he himself was living in one bungalow. Away from all those bungalows, he was not even disturbed by the construction going on in those bungalows. Similarly, he releases Lakshmi to get the work done. So Krishna also has Lakshmi. This fellow doesn't have Lakshmi. He is a Karodapati. Krishna is not even Karodapati or Arapati, Karapati. He is Lakshmipati. So through Lakshmis he gets it done, which means through the Shaktis. Just as this man is using his financial power to get the work done. Somebody can use political power to get the work done. Somebody can use physical power to get the work done. Correct, no? These are different powers. Physical power, political power, financial power. Similarly, emotional power. Cinema actors and actresses, they capture mass of fans because of their bodily beauty, or so they have their emotional power, emotional appeal in their fans who are mad after them. Correct, no? Popular votes, like that. So these are all different types of powers. Then there is also sacred power, which comes from piety. If one is pious, then one has a handsome body, and one is born in a good family, one has good education, one is very intelligent, one's body is healthy, one gets nice food to eat. You are floating in your piety, punya. Some people are like that, you can see that. They get from the Purva Janma, everything is going very smooth for them. That is sacred power. But beyond all these powers is spiritual power. Spiritual power, if one has, because like Yashoda has spiritual power, she can even bind Krishna also. That much power she has, because Krishna becomes controlled by the spiritual power of his devotee, of the love of the devotee. So if somebody has love for God, attraction to God, they just as all jivas are madly attracted to God, God is madly attracted to devotees who carry love in their hearts for him. So in this way, the power of a devotee is extraordinary, because devotee carries Krishna in their pockets. Krishna say, Tomar, Krishna dete paro, Tomara shakati ache. Amito Kangal, Krishna Krishna boli. Dhai tava pache pache. Prabhupada used to sing this. So, in this way, Lord also does everything through his power or through energies. In this world, you are ready to throw money. So many people will come running to do the job, and you can get it done. Because whole thing in this world is running because of ultimately Lakshmi, correct? No? People are going to office and gathering Lakshmi so that they can convert that into different types of facilities for their enjoyment, correct? No? But Krishna has all the Lakshmis, not one or two. Lakshmi Sahasra Shatasambrama Sevyamanam. There are thousands of Lakshmis after him. Prabhupada says Krishna is not after anybody, but all Lakshmis are after him. The same in Dwaraka also. 16,108 queens, they are all after Krishna. And Krishna is not after anybody. But if somebody has devotion to him, serves him with devotion, then that charms Krishna. So in this way, he's saying that, see, I wanted to show you this verse. This is a famous verse. See, he says, Maya Tadavidam Sarvam, very famous verse. He says, by me, in my unmanifested form, this entire universe is pervaded. All beings are in me, but I am not in them. He says, what is the meaning of that? See, Vishwan Chakravarti Thakur, see the translation, Baladeva Devotion. I pervade this whole universe by my form, which is invisible to the material senses of the jivas. See, Maya Tadamidam Sarvam, Jagad, Avyakta means unmanifest. For example, right now, Radheshyamdas's face is unmanifest now. Avyakta, Murtina, that means I have a form. But my form is unmanifested. Now the form is manifested. So, which means God is not formless. God has a form which is unmanifest to our eyes. Maya tatamidam. Like when altar is closed, Radha Madan Mohan is unmanifest. But when altar is open, they become manifest. Correct now? So that's what he's saying. I pervade this whole universe. Everywhere I am there, but fools cannot see me. Like Hiranyakashipu is unable to say, where is God? Is in the pillar? Is he here? Is he there? He is asking. But Prahlad is saying, God is everywhere. He is in every atom. He is in your heart, he is in my heart, he is everywhere, he is saying. So all living entities are situated in me, since I am their cause, but I am not in them, since I am completely detached. What is the meaning of this? Like a baby comes from the mother's womb, and the baby is sleeping in the lap of the mother, and the baby is fed with the breast milk given by the mother. Correct, no? In the same manner, we all come from Krishna, we rest in Krishna, we are nourished by Krishna. And we have no independent existence. We are a Sapeksha Satya. Krishna is Nirapeksha Satya. So he is independent, but we are not independent. We are dependent on him. That this verse makes it very clear. So any intelligent person can appreciate this point of our dependence. Like you're working for a company for salary, you are depending on the company, isn't it? You are born to your parent. So right from babyhood up to now, you have been depending on your parents for your food, clothing, shelter, maintenance, and protection, safety, for everything. So we are all dependent in this world. In the same manner, if you see on a platform of soul also, the souls are all parts of the Lord. So the part depends on the whole for the nourishment. Like every part of our body has to serve the belly and then in turn gets nourishment. So, see, Lord by all pervasiveness does not lose his personal existence. Krishna's loving heart becomes evident in his creation. See, Lord is saying, Nama Vishyaja Bhutani Dharayami Ahamojasa Pushnami Chaushadhi Sarva Somo Bhutva Rasatmakaha. I enter into each planet by my energy and I keep it in orbit. What is the meaning of this? Like if a drone camera is flying here, that is kept in that position by a man who is handling it, correct, no? So using energy, electrical energy, he is actually controlling it, its position, location, where it should click video or something, correct, no? The movement should fly this much height or this much height or in the front or back, everything. So he is using that using the energy to control that. Similarly, Krishna is situated in spiritual world and is controlling all the planets in a similar manner. Just as a king is present in all departments by his energies, Krishna is also all pervading by his energies. Everywhere is present. Like we say, Icha Shakti, Kriya Shakti, Jnana Shakti, and Brahma Shakti, Vishnu Shakti, Shiva Shakti. In the same manner, you can also say potential Shakti, kinetic Shakti, chemical Shakti. All those, because all the Shaktis that you study in physics, all the Shaktis also come from Krishna only. Electrical Shakti, chemical Shakti. So Krishna is all pervading by his energies. And all the devatas are also his energies. They are dependent on him. They serve him. Yam Brahma Varunendra Rudra Marutastunvanti Divyaistavai. See, Brahma, Indra, Chandra, Varuna, Vayu, Agni, they all are serving him also. Avyakta Murtana indicates in unmanifested form. This implies that we cannot see the Lord by our gross material senses. But you know the famous verse, Atasri Krishna Namadi Na Bhaved. By grahya indriya, gross senses, you can't see him. But when you get a Premanjana Charita, eyes of love, then we can see him. Only by devotional service, our gross senses become purified, we awaken our love, then we can see him. Only way to see the Lord is by practicing pure devotional service under proper guidance. It's quoted here. See here, the devotee's eyes are flooding with tears of love. So then with that eye, devotee is able to see the beauty of Krishna. This is a famous verse I told you. Krishna says, May. Prabhupada's favorite word in this sloka is what? Prabhupada used to say, Bhumirapo anulo vayu bhammano buddhirevacha ahankara itiyam. See the third line. Ahankara itiyam. So Prabhupada says, why Krishna says, May? That means all these material energies belong to me. And this is next to us. Aparayam midastvanyam prakritim viddhi. May param. Again, one more time, may. This is spiritual may, that's material may, that one. This is material energy, this is spiritual energy. Krishna says both belong to him. So Prabhupada used to say, one man I was arguing with Prabhupada, Swamiji, everything comes from nature. Why do you say Krishna, Krishna always? Prabhupada said, whose nature? He asked. Huh? Correct, no? You say, her nature is to be angry or his nature is to be soft, no, whatever. You say somebody's nature. Nature means it must be belonging to someone. Don't we talk about nature of people? Similarly, this is nature. So is nature mother or father? You are doubtful about it? It's a very simple question. Nature is mother. Why? Because nature produces grains, fruits, cereals. Everything is coming out the womb of nature. Just as the children are coming from the womb of the mother. Because the one who produces a child, naturally it's feminine. Correct, no? So nature is mother. But can imagine you are walking on the road, you see a lady sitting outside her house along with her baby on the lap. Immediately you can say she has a husband. The husband must be there because he has given her the seed, therefore she got a baby. Correct, no? Similarly, the nature is there and we are all children sitting on the lap of nature. So how can there be no father? That's a good question or not? Prabhupada used to say, how can there be, how can nature produce anything without any man giving the seed? Krishna says, Sarvayonishu kaunteya murtaya sambhavanti yaha tasam brahma mahat yonir aham bija pradaha pita. My humble request to all the young boys here, and of course, girls of girls' voice also, there is a small pocket book which is 108 important shlokas from Bhagavad Gita. Shloka Ratnavali. Take one copy of the Shloka Ratnavali. This is Kartik month. Every morning, 10 shlokas keep reciting. And you have to memorize. Very important. Prabhupada wanted us to be like lawyers. Anybody comes to you for any argument, throw a shloka. They will run away. Yeah. Because he says, Aham Bija, I am the seed giving father, Krishna is telling. I am the seed giving father of all 8.4 million species of life. So he is the ultimate father of all creatures. So nature is mother, Krishna is father, and all of us are children. So somebody asked Prabhupada that, Swamiji, why do you bring in God? Can't we cooperate with each other and divide all the natural resources and enjoy life peacefully? God, 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 why should we bring God? Prabhupada said, see, how can brothers, very unitedly live together and share the property and enjoy? If they say that, Pitaji ko bada do, we don't need the father and we will all share and enjoy. Can they do that? How can there be universal brotherhood without universal fatherhood? That question he asked. So today you will say, finish the father, tomorrow you will finish one another. That is why there are wars in this world. He said. So you can see Krishna, how he, from the spiritual world, he expands the material creation and Karana ocean. And he says, I am the cause of the universe. All living entities are coming from his energies. And he is situated in the heart of all as super soul. Super soul is a plenary portion of Krishna which is expanding. Yep, Pratibhyam Tishtat, he is situated in the earth. Radharani, see, he expands as Mahavishnu, then inside the universe expands as Garbhodakshaya Vishnu. And in the heart of all jivas, he expands as Kshirodakshaya Vishnu. In this way, Lord Krishna conducts the whole material creation. Mahavishnu is called omnipotent, and Garbhodakshaya Vishnu is called omnipresent. And Kshirodakshaya Vishnu is called as omniscient, all knowing. So, the soul, just like you are the soul in your body, every universe has a soul. Who is it? Garbhodakshaya Vishnu, who is a Pankajanabi. He is the soul of the universe. In this way, within each universe, Krishna expands 14 planetary systems. In this way, there are millions of universes like this. Bhuha, Bhuva, Swaha, Maha, Jana, Tapa, Satya. And below Atal, Sutal, Mahatal, Talatal, Rasatal, Patal. Totally 14 universe has 14 planetary systems. And Krishna is coolly playing on the flute in the bank of Yamuna, sitting under a Kadamba tree and having pastimes in spiritual world. He doesn't have to do anything. All these activities are undertaken by the three Vishnu forms. They run the show. So, therefore, a yogi, when he meditates, Now he's going inside the universe. He's Garbhodaksha Vishnu. This is Kshirodaksha Vishnu, to whom all the devatas go to complain, correct, no? He's seeing now the Narayana from whom all the Chaturvyuha comes. He's seeing. And then he will see, beyond Mahavishnu, he will see the Goloka Vrindavana. So in this way, Krishna says, and yet everything that is created does not rest in me. Behold my mystic opulence, although I am the maintainer of all living entities, and although I am everywhere, I am not part of this cosmic manifestation. See, although the million universes rest in Krishna, it doesn't pose any difficulty for Krishna, he says. The reason is, they don't rest in him directly, they rest in his energies. For example, it will be shown here, you can see here.
Everything rests in me, Arjun, just as you see pearls hang upon a thread.
Correct, no? Like here you see all the monies are all kept together by the sacred thread, on nylon thread, isn't it? Just the nylon thread is holding them together. Similarly, he's saying that all the things are kept together by Krishna present behind them, but he maintains them through his energies. Yeah. So I will not go into the detail, it will take a while to teach this. So this, I would suggest you to read the 9.4 to 9.10. He only has to will. See, his will creates, maintains and destroys everything. He just has to will. After he wills, then there are energies to do everything for him, either he says. Yeah. So he gives many examples. This is a very important section of the 9th chapter. How, this is what I told you, the verse we are reading now, from here 9.7 to 9.11, these are explained very much in detail. How the Srishti is done, how the Pralaya is done. And now one last concluding point I want to say and complete this. This is the Pralaya is shown here, you see. Why this kind of Pralaya and all these things are done? So there are 8 reasons. Let us see how many of you will remember all the 8. Why this cosmic dissolution takes place. I will say that and I'll conclude with that, okay? The first thing is, Lord gives us an opportunity to see that in this world everything is temporary. Nothing is permanent. Only when pralaya happens we realize that. The first pralaya is destruction of our relatives' bodies. You see your grandfather passing, grandmother passing, mother, father passing, then you understand even this body will pass. So this is the first pralaya, bodily pralaya. Then at the end of Kali Yuga, one more pralaya. At the end of Brahma's day, one more pralaya. And then there is a Mahakalpa and Mahapralaya. Brahma is created and Brahma is also finished after a very long period, 3.11 trillion, 40 billion years. So in between Kalpa Pralaya, Srishti, and then somewhere it happens like that. So by studying this, understand everything in this world is Temporary, no point holding on to temporary things. Like that we understand. That's one thing. Second thing, we understand that, we are very helpless in this world. Even Markandeya Rishi was helpless when he was battered by the waves of the ocean. Similarly, in material world, everything is changing. Our dependence on the Lord will be understood. Because ultimately, the whole thing is in His hands. If He can uplift me, like Lord Chaitanya says, Ayinanda Tanaja Kinkaram verse. So our dependence on the Lord. Thirdly, the futility of worshipping different devatas we understand. Because devatas can give you heaven, but heaven is also temporary. You come back to earth again. It's not very useful to stay there. One understands no point going to devatas for temporary benefits again. You understand that. Fourthly, we understand that, I am very insignificant. I was in BITS a couple of days ago. One student came and told me, when you told about millions of universes and God creating all these things, we understand our lifespan is a flash only in the time span of eternity. Otherwise, students commit suicide when they cannot get good marks because they think life is only this much. They're like a kupamanduk, like a frog in the well. So actually, he said that we understood how insignificant we are and how big the Lord's creation is. So I showed the cosmic eye, where micro and macro level sizes we showed. So these are the 2 points. One is I am very insignificant is one point. Another thing, you become Udaradhi. Udaradhi means broad intelligence you develop. We are talking in terms of 3.11 trillion and 40 billion years. Such big spans of time. And that's why Prabhupada says, Lord Chaitanya appeared very recently. When? 500 years ago, he says. Is 500 years ago recent? But he says recent. Why? Because compared to Brahma's life, this is very recent. Correct, no? So you become very person with a broad intelligence, Udaradi. Yeah. And and also one understands the ultimate duty in human form of life. If you do that duty, you are out of the problem, which is to awaken the sleeping soul and become Krishna conscious and become reinstated in our eternal position, which is actually the goal. Otherwise, we will remain stuck in this world. And another point is, every living being in this world want to adjust and go on. They don't want to quit. They say, oh, it's too hot. Okay, we'll put some air condition and we'll go on. If it's too cold, we will have some campfire and we'll go on. He doesn't want to get out of this world. So this world is having this dissolution to give a chance for the jivas to wake up. Now, what is it like? Vishnu Chakravarti Thakur gives a nice analogy. He says, if a child is sleeping, mother has prepared some rabdi. She's telling, beta, get up, drink some rabdi. And the boy is turning to other side and going to sleep. He's sleeping this side, then he sleeps that side. So then mother may give a pinch to the child. And the child immediately jumps up, oh, mother is pinching me, starts crying. And she takes a spoon of rabdi and puts in the mouth. Then the child crying is stopped. He's becoming very happy. Similarly, all this pralaya, death and old age, all these things is like a pinch Lord is giving us. When you wake up, then He'll fill your heart with bliss when you chant the holy name. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram. See, many people across the globe became attracted to Krishna consciousness presented by Prabhupada. Our Anandamaya Prabhu, way back in 70s, so such personalities from and different parts of the world, they understood this nature of the material existence, how it is dukkhalayam, ashashvatam. And alternatively, if we take to Krishna consciousness, we will become truly happy. Not only they theoretically understood, but they implemented it in their lives. And not just one day or 2 days. They took that commitment and persistently practiced for decades, 4 decades, 5 decades, 6 decades. So in this way, when you know this situation of the real situation of the material world, then you can wake up. Otherwise, everybody is in a little world doing their own romance. So, like you have a boy and girl do their romance. Similarly, dog and she-dog are doing their romance. Cockroach and she-cockroach are doing their romance. And they don't know how little is this world. Huh? Their world is such a crazy little world, like a frog in the well. They have to open their eyes and see. In the night, the flies which are roaming around the tube light. In the morning, they are all dead and fallen. You have seen that? Their lifespan is so short. And dog lives for 4 or 5 years. Cow lives for 15 years or so. And some creatures live for 40, 50 years, and humans live for 70, 80, 100 years max. Whale and such creatures live for 200, 300 years. Trees may live for 1,000, 2,000 years, like that. Everybody has a lifespan. But the point is, everybody has to die in this world. Jatasya dhruva mrityur. No matter how great hero you are or heroine you are, you cannot stay here forever. This is a condemned place, according to the fifth canto Bhagavatam. Jadabharata says, he uses even more strong word. He says, this metal world is like a crematorium. He says, crematorium! Why do you call this world a crematorium? It's because in this world everybody dies and everybody is burned, therefore it's crematorium. He says. So, alternatively, you can see this world as a beautiful place, provided you consider it as a useful energy which can be engaged in Krishna service. That is another way of looking at the world. You don't have to reject the world, you can engage the world in Krishna service. But if you are going to do sense gratification, better you reject the world. If you are going to use it in Krishna service, then you can accept the things of the world and engage in Krishna service. Srila Prabhupada ki, Bhakta Vrinda ki. Thank you. Honorable would like to say something? Beautiful. Yeah. Thank you. Any one quick question, anybody? One hand away, give behind that. 2 minutes.
Hare Krishna Babuji, Dandavat Pranam. My question is, what is the differences and and similarities between the Gnani and the devotee?
What is the difference between?
Differences
He's asking difference between Jnani and devotee.
and similarities also, both. Differences and similarities both.
Okay, the similarity is both Jnanis and devotees agree that we are not the body, we are spirit soul. And both Jnani and Bhakta agree that material world is a temporary place. This is not where we are supposed to be. We have an ultimate spiritual goal to be attained. You have to get liberated from this world and go to the spiritual plane. This is also common. And what is the difference between Jnani and Bhakta? I will tell you a little story, you will appreciate this. Once upon a time, in the frontiers of a village, a tiger chased after a cow. And the cow was running away and the tiger was running behind. And the cow understood, I can't run very fast. The tiger is going to catch me. So she thought, I will take shelter of some body of water. There was a pond. So the cow rushed into the pond. And the tiger also chased behind. But then very quickly the cow realized that the pond is very shallow pond. It was only like, only the knee deep, very little water. So still the cow started going inside. And the tiger also chased behind. Very soon, both of them found that it was a lot of soft mud. Their body was going below, and then up to their neck they got drowned. Now they got stuck. They could not go further. So this fellow is stuck here. That fellow is stuck some 2-3 meters away. And the tiger is not able to come out. He is not able to catch the cow. And the cow understood one thing. Now this fellow cannot catch me and I also cannot come out. So they both were stuck. So then the cow looked at the tiger with a question mark in the face. Hey tiger, how are you now? How do you do? Tiger said, I am the king of the jungle. All animals are my subordinate. So nobody can dare to come near me. So being the king, somehow I'll find way to escape. You are selling. And the tiger looked at the cow. What are you thinking about yourself? And the cow was appearing very happy. And the tiger was surprised how the cow is happy being stuck like this. Because the cow told him, see, generally when I don't return home, my master comes out in the evening searching for me. So I just have to make a sound. When the sun is about to set, if I make a sound, I make a sound, immediately somewhere sound is coming, he'll go in the direction of the sound and my master will find me out. And then he will come and pull me out. Therefore, I am very cheerful. I have a master and you have no master. He told him. And that's what exactly happened. The sun was about to set, the cow called out, and the Malik came and he saw both the tiger there and cow here. And he brought a couple of men with him and they caught the, legs of the cow and pulled it out of the mud, bathed the cow and then took him home. And they saw the tiger, but nobody helped because tiger never wanted to take help from anybody. He's the king of the jungle. Similarly, Jnani is saying, "Hey, who can help us? Whose shelter we need to take? We are ourselves Supreme Brahman. Aham Brahmasmi. Atma so Paramatma. They think like that. They are very proud of their own liberated position. And that is the problem of a Jnani. He takes millions of lives to come to understand. Bahunam Janmanamante Jnanavan Mam Pravatiti. Vasudeva. That takes time for them. But if you surrender to Krishna, seeking help, Krishna is available for you. Bhakti Yoga is a path of dependence. And Jnana Yoga is a path of acquiring knowledge to get discrimination. They get knowledge, but the knowledge is only complete when they become bhaktas. Is that clear?
Thanks. Hare Krishna.
This is the book, Shloka Ratnavali, I was telling you. So I would suggest every devotee can have a copy. Totally there are level 2 it's written. Level 1 and 2. Totally how many words in shlokas? So we have 100 shlokas in this. Although it looks very small. Instead of keeping it in your pocket, put it in your head. Take it inside. Then anybody comes, you'll be like a powerful lawyer, spiritual lawyer. Any question anybody asks, you can release the shlokas. And people will be amazed. This fellow is learned in the scriptures. Now I can't, stand in the front. So many people become devotees. Not only in India, even in America, when we go, when you quote a shloka, although they may not understand what you meant by the shloka, they at least have respect that something very powerful is coming out. In authorized scriptures is coming. So it's available? In the gift style it's available. I said, there's a table here. Oh, there's a table here, he's saying. So it's available for all of you. How much it is? Just 30 rupees. Keep it with you. And how many of you think you can start slowly memorizing the shlokas? Like the idea? Thank you. Hari Bol. Prabhat ki, Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki, Granth Raj Srimad Bhagavatam ki.